gentlemen, we are in possibly the cleanest S14 I've ever driven. Now, the S14 I have a really good history with. It was the first 240SX I ever drove and did for a review on this channel, and that was an SR20 car. The next one I drove was a KAT, making about 330 wheel horsepower, and I adored that thing. In fact, it was the first time in my channel's history I actually almost offered to buy the car. I had that much fun in it. The reason I love the S14 is that I have very fond memories in it, but also because the chassis is just so good. You can swap so many things into the S14, whether it's a V8, like an LS swap, or a JZ like today. This car was built by my friends over at Excel Motorworks, and they did an amazing job. It's got an R154 transmission with a drift motion short shifter in it, and it has a 2JZ non-VVTi. It's a refreshed bottom end, but it's not a built bottom end. The head, however, is built, and the car makes 692 wheel horsepower. That originally had a truck engine in it. I think the S14 is, in my opinion, probably the best platform to put a 2JZ in when it comes to a non-OEM car. The reason I say that is I have an S13 with a JZ in it. I love it to death. It's amazing, but it's scary. The S14 feels much more stable up top, especially. My S13 in a lot of ways feels like a 6-cylinder rear-wheel drive turbo Civic. You know, in a lot of ways, it's like all over the place. We do have Kumo tires, and we blow the tires straight off of this thing. Yes, just like that, no traction. We also have a tile wastegate, which gives you this satisfying, stereotypical 2JZ sound when you let off the gas. We also have the Silvia S15 steering wheel, which feels extremely good in your hand. I think it's my favorite OEM Nissan steering wheel when it comes to this era of Nissan. In fact, I would argue that it's still maybe my favorite Nissan steering wheel that was ever made. Also, let's talk about the kooky front end. The kooky front end is my favorite front end on a 240SX. Don't get me wrong, I love the pop-ups. Like, I absolutely adore pop-ups. But there's something so sinister about the kooky. It has such a mean face to it. And we have the kooky wing in the back. The paint looks great. This red color just really fits everything. And the Sparco seats in this car have matching red stitching as well. So everything kind of comes together. We also have a GTX 3884R Garrett Turbo. The GTX series is my favorite turbo series out there. If I ever turbo another car, it's gonna be a GTX. It's my absolute favorite. How the power comes on, how they spool up. They spool up incredibly fast, pretty much no matter the size. It's also E85 powered and S2 GSC cam. So that's when we're getting that little bit of a lope at idle here at the stoplight. The engine bay itself is so obnoxiously clean, I just can't believe it. God, I can't get down. If there's a way to lose traction, it's a fun way to lose traction. It's also freezing cold outside today, and that's why I'm wearing multiple layers. Once you get into 4th gear, you are freaking cooking. Like, there's no turning back. The hook. Did you guys see that? I'm having to put tiny little inputs in it to get it to correct itself. This thing makes every bit of the power that it claims. I hate to say it, guys, but every time I drive an S14, I always wonder, should have I gone S14? They feel like more of a car. You know what I mean? Like, it feels like a car. The S13 feels like I'm about to go on a drive in a go-kart and let's just hold on. I can go for a cruise. It'll feel more stable. It will just be very simple and rewarding to drive. Plus, you can use them as drag cars, you can use them as drift cars, just like the S13. It's not a problem. Also, the materials in the S14 are leaps and bounds compared to the S13. The S13 feels like an 80s car, not a 90s car. S14, the dash doesn't crack as much. It's a much nicer, soft material. Doesn't feel like hard plastic as much. The door panels look a million times better, and they had vents in the doors, which is kind of neat. It's also on an AEM V2, and that is the standalone ECU that is making this all happen. Okay, that was the one. Bruh. Woo. Yes, that's a 2JZ S14. That's what I was looking for. That's the sights and sounds I wanted, dude. Once you get up to speed, straight as an arrow. It's just sometimes when you get top of 3rd, the power kicks on so ferociously in this cold weather that there's nothing you can do. You gotta either let off or pedal it like you saw earlier. That's why you saw me take a break between that 1st, the 2nd, into the 3rd. It's because you had to give it a chance to take a breath. If you don't, you're toast. Excel has really outdone themselves with this car. We also have Z32 brakes up front, so I can actually stop. The normal Nissan brakes in the 240 are absolute garbage. I want to ask you guys, what is your favorite S chassis? Even go back to the S12 if you want. The S12, the S13, S14, S15. To me, the S13 and S14 are both awesome, but they both have their strengths and weaknesses. But if somebody were to ask me, should I buy a 240? I would tell them to go S14. The parts are a little bit easier to find. The cars are a little bit newer. There's less chance of them having bad wiring harnesses and stuff like that. And all in all, it's just a really fun, good-looking 90s platform. The S14 screams the 1990s, but at the same time, it's angry and beautiful enough to stick with the modern cars of today. On that note, guys, what do you guys think about the Excel S14? I absolutely adored it. It's an amazing car. I don't want to give it back. I've had so much fun. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about what S chassis is your favorite. And take it easy. Have a wonderful day. Goodbye. This video is brought to you by Patterson Car Care. Get double of premium original detail product for half the price. Head over to PattersonCarCare.com or go to the link in the description below.